Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a Monday, the 9th of March. It was 34 degrees this morning. It's 38 degrees now, and yeah, it's been a while since it seems like I done my normal from the back field, beginning to the vlog. It's supposed to rain today, but it's looking pretty nice out here right now, I gotta say. But it's back to the norm for a while, and before you know it, we'll be heading off to Ireland, come back from that and heading off on a road trip. And I was thinking about that thing. She's never gonna look at Flirty the same after riding those new Harleys. Yeah, I know that feeling. She'll say she's fine, but she's gonna remember how those things rode. The difference is shocking to say the least. But anyway, let's get to work, get that part going, and roll from there. Listen to the geese coming over. I don't know where they're at, but I can sure hear them. Sounds like they're coming right over our head. Yep, they're up there, but by the time I zoom, I can't get it. We gotta go. 41 degrees down here in Vanchulo land. Mostly cloudy, but a lot of that looks like it could be, like it could be fog clouds or something. Yeah. Well, Mama?
Yes, Pop.
That was an incredible event.
Yes, it was.
Well beyond what even my imagination could come up with. Her and I just still,
cool.
Still reeling over all of that.
Yeah, your mind just drifts back to different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sights, the weather, being in the old South. That's amazing.
That was
nuts. Reality kicks in and we got to go in to the old job.
Yes, we do.
All right, Mama.
All right.
Have yourself a wonderful Monday.
You too.
All right. I'll see you as the day goes on.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So I came in right away and got that the right-hand arm installed. So all that's good. Bags are on. She's ready to go play. I think he's out of town business. I don't know what he does, but I think he's out of town. They'll call him anyway, let him know it's done. So whenever he's ready, we're ready. Pretty cool. It'd be nice to, have something, horrible like that happen to your ride and to get it back. Luckily, like I say, I think he does a lot of stuff out of town, so it hasn't been a panic thing with him, which is cool. I used his as a guinea pig. Had a gentleman coming in, has a 24 Sea to Sky, and hello, by the way, if you see, he says he watches the vlogs, and anyway, he was talking about having the backup camera put on that thing. Man, by the time you buy that rear fender piece and all that stuff, dang, that thing gets expensive. Man, having your bike worked on, period, is expensive. It was I don't know what all they were doing, but it's an older Honda, and jeez, I just couldn't imagine if somebody called me up and said it's going to be that much money to fix this thing. And the price of motorcycle tires is just staggering. It's crazy. We sell tires at, I think it's 10% over cost. But the problem with that is they keep bumping the cost up, and they fix a suggested retail price, which you need to be at that retail price. So the profit margin keeps getting smaller. The Spyders were that way too. There used to be quite a profit in Spyders. Well, if you notice, the price only goes up, around $400 a year, but it goes up way more than that for dealer cost. So each year, the profit margin in a Spyder gets less. I mean, it's great for the customer, but horrible for the dealer. It definitely forces you to, now you're talking, you have to sell them in numbers, which we don't have a problem with that anyway, but still, it's weird how that stuff works. But anyway, he was impressed with the camera. He just wasn't sure he wanted to spend that right now. And really cool guy. He got buddies. He bought the Spyder ride with his buddies, and they have older trikes, and they're all now on Spyders as well. And the comfort, the Spyder, the RT, it's just, if you just want just pure comfort, and it's kind of hard to beat with the way the fairing deflects everything. I told you guys before, when you get caught in the rain, that's, of course, a downpour, it's going to get to you, but wet roads, the water it doesn't sling stuff off of the wheels, and it's amazing how they sorted all this stuff out. Imagine probably this was probably about the same protection as a BMW GSA. It's got that bulge coming out like the GSA tank did. They work pretty good, even with this is way bigger than the GSA windshield, but I would imagine this would do just fine. The water deflector and stuff down there that all the Spyders have, it just doesn't seem like that would work as good as it does, but oh man, does it. I forget which one it was, what year that was, but I took the demo home and it rained. And I had no gear at all. It was, because it's always earlier in the year, it was not warm out, and it started to rain, and I just kept her rolling. And I got home, just, little sprinkles that kind of splashed around the different areas, and all was good. But anyway, we'll get back at the JOB here, and so that bop in. Everybody, the GM and everybody's asking, how did the event go? And it's fantastic. So we talked about that for a while, and then you bump into somebody else and they want to know, and they're like, can we just have like a gathering and discuss it all together? But it's fun. I'll show you something from the old days. Look how much oil. That's where it's just blowing around, where it's puking out of that water pump. It's just going everywhere, and I'm on this side. But you guys remember the old days when I used to show you all the V-Twin stuff? The oil tanks. A lot of you guys at 1330s don't even know anything about these. This is where your oil reservoir is. 1330s, it's a plastic reservoir that sits on the back of the cylinder banks. And there's your HCM filter that you change every time you do the oil on these. You do the HCM filter every 28,000 miles on a 1330. And there's your engine oil filter. Back there, there's the engine oil filter and its cup. And a lot of people don't know that you need to insert the filter. It bites into that cup. I see people that put the filter in and crank it down and pull the threads out of the cases. And here's another tricky thing. This is the engine drain. This is the engine oil filter. People make this mistake. This filter is way smaller, but uses longer screws. And you can't mix the drain plugs up because they're larger diameters. And if you notice that the engine drain plug on a 990 is the clutch, same drain plug for the clutch of a 1330. The 1330 doesn't use this at all. This is for the tank. It drains right down there. You can probably see it see it dripping. But the long screws go on the little HCM filter. The short screws go on the engine filter. What happens is the holes are recessed. I can't get in there so you can see it. There's no way you can see it. But the holes are there you see it right there. Look at that upper hole on the HCM filter. See how there's no threads for quite a while? You can see it really good on the bottom one. It takes the longer screws. If you put them screws in there, you have about 3 threads holding the HCM filter on. This has its own pump. And I'm here to tell you That's like cutting a jugular if that cover comes off. It is bad news, really bad news. I don't know how many oil changes I pulled them in, and you get, I take the engine filter off first. I take the engine drain, let that start draining, and take the engine filter, and I just pull the filtering cup, roll it forward, and let it ride on the shift linkage. You can see that with the rubber boot there. See, there it is going to the engine just like a regular, mechanical shift, but it's being controlled by this HCM, hydraulic control module, where I pull the bolts out of the engine filter, and then things go a half a country mile, and I'm going, oh no. And then you just put a tool on the HCM filter on the top, and they've got the short bolts for the big filter up top, and it's crazy how little is holding that filter on the side of that engine. That is under pressure and will empty the oil out of the Spyder within probably minute, maybe, and she'll burn down. And let me tell you another trick. If you ever see the oil light come on your engine, it's too late. The oil light comes on when there's no oil pressure. Now, Yamaha had some oil level things that use the same light, so you got fooled back in the day. You'd see the oil light flicker like when you accelerated off of a, on-ramp onto the freeway or something like that, and you see flash, 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 and you go, oh no. Pull over, check your oil. Those old Yamahas had oil windows and stuff in them. There's plenty of oil in that thing, the level sensor, but they didn't differentiate the pressure sensor from the level sensor back in the day. So you got the same light, it just said oil. And that put you in a panic. Not good. If you ever see the oil light come on your car or your motorcycle, it's done. It just sucked air. That means if that sensor, the oil pressure sensor, reads no pressure, it takes literally moments for damage to happen. So if it's so low that it's not picking up oil pressure, it's already been running dry in the cams upstairs, and the crank's been, everything is woefully under lubricated. And usually when it's that point, that means you haven't changed the oil anyway, so you got just jet black burnt oil in that thing. It ends horribly, horribly bad. These old twins, they can burn up to a half a quart every 700, well, they say up to 700 cc's or half a quart every 1,200 miles. I've seen them burn as much as like a quart in about 700 miles or like 1,000 miles or something like that. It just, check your every other gas fill, check your oil on these things. These are much easier because, number one, you're already at temperature. Pull up to the gas station. You only need to let these things idle for 3 minutes. And at 3 minutes, pull your little access cover off and check the oil. And you just screw it into the O-ring touches and pull it out, and it need to be between the high mark and the low, which is the bottom of the stick. And carry some oil with you on these old twins. It's just, I'm kind of talking to the air now because there's not many of these things floating around. And sadly, which is too bad. These are definitely Spyders that need to be ran until they're wore out. They will last ungodly amount of miles, but you don't ever let them sit, and absolutely positively under no circumstance short run these things, because it will, that moisture that's getting sucked from the crankcase right into that air box is going back through the throttle body assembly, and that moisture will eat these things alive. Absolutely eat them. And the throttle body is not repairable, and they're no longer available. So treat them with loving care. Fire them up, I would say minimum 10 miles. I'd probably go even more than that. I would I would take very, very, very good, healthy care of one of these things if I ever had one. You know, the thing is, the motor didn't run bad, especially if you had the manual, because you didn't have to worry about the, you know, mechanical centrifugal clutch and all that BS. And yeah, and they ran strong. It was only 106 horsepower, but I think the torque was pretty good because it's a twin. And they ripped. They flat ripped. They're a little buzzy, and you know, they revved high going down the freeway, but this was a motor that Rotax was selling to Aprilia for race bikes. Even Harley at one point was using a 1290cc version of this motor. I watched Jason Pridmore, I think it was, his team rebuilding one of the Harley motors, and I about rolled out of my chair. I go, holy crap, that's a Spyder motor. Of course, it didn't have HCM or that crap in there, but it looked a little different, but you know, internally it was identical to one of these. So these motors, they used it because it was very durable, but they needed to have the pee ran out of them all the time. They liked to rev. So that's why you have high RPMs going down the highway, and got literally the worst fuel mileage any motorcycle on the planet had. I mean, it was bad. I mean, you had to have a pretty old car to get as bad a gas mileage as one of these, you know, compact. So I'm working my way over to into the water pump. Got a heck of a stack of stuff going. So I'm, you know, taking, you know, panels and grills and all that stuff out of the way, and just happened to look down here. This is a lateral support, the right hand lateral support, and look what somebody left me. A cross-threaded bolt. So it only had one bolt holding all this stuff together. Not only is this, you know, a functioning frame support, it also holds the right peg assembly. I mean, everything else is tight, but still. What were we just talking about? Who would leave that and not fix it? I mean, why would you leave that and go, customer never noticed, everything's all covered? You know what? Whoever the AH that did that, I hope he thought about that a lot in his sleep at night. But you know, sadly, they probably don't give two rats behinds. And that's the sad truth of things. But anyway, as I progress forward. Well, hello there, YouTube. How about this? The first after work goodbye.
Yes.
The sun is still in the skies. Sunset's at 7:07 tonight. Man, welcome. Not even close to spring. Well, it's close to spring,
but it is. But it's colder than heck.
Yeah, it is cold out here. Man, I think we're both got jet lag. I was talking to one of the guys at work, and
dog tired.
So we got home, you know, kind of late on Saturday because the flights got all mixed up. I said, and then the time changed, you know, that night, you know. And he goes, dude, he goes, you got to be double whammied. You know, lost an hour of sleep plus the jet lag coming across there. And I go, I didn't even think about the jet lag. I mean, every time, if I sit somewhere long enough and it's quiet, I go out.
Yeah.
And so does Kelly.
I'm so tired.
I see Shishi running around over there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let me get this video built and see if how much I can get done on the first of the ride stuff with Harley-Davidson. That's gonna be tough because everything I did with that DJI Pocket 3 camera is 3 hours off.
Yeah.
That's really gonna be tricky to sort this out. But I got some ideas. I don't know. If there's a way I could change the time, that would be really cool, but I don't know how you can do that with video. I know you can manipulate photos, but I don't know about video. But anyway, thanks for watching today. Spyder stuff. Working on that old, well, I got the Canyon and then the old twin. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I gotta try to build some vlogs here.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same Smoak time, same Smoak channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Tuesday or Wednesday.
Heck yeah. All right.
See you in the morning.
We'll see you then. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye now.